Your triggers are essential to your healing. Hi, my name is Maddie, and today I want to talk about triggers because I used to, and honestly still sometimes do, get triggered. And it wasn't until I discovered for myself that following our triggers instead of ignoring them or pushing them off can actually lead us to greater inner peace. So today I want to talk about what they are and how we can follow them to find peace in our lives. So if you like that, please keep watching, please like and subscribe, and let's just get straight into what are triggers. First of all, triggers are not random. They don't come from nowhere. You are not oversensitive. You're not overreacting. Triggers are spiritually and psychologically the unhealed parts of yourself. They're signals, they're spotlights on these areas of your life that need attention to, that need healing, that need resolving. Essentially, it's your nervous system screaming, something deep down in here still hurts. It needs to be acknowledged. And if you don't acknowledge it, and if you don't heal it, it'll keep repeating with different people in different situations, but you'll always have the same reaction. And triggers oftentimes come from something in our past that hurt us so deeply, we never truly worked through or resolved. And oftentimes it's so difficult to face and to work through that's pretty much why people don't do this work in order to heal their triggers. Just as much as it hurt back then, it hurts now. That's kind of the hard truth about healing your triggers. It's you can't bypass it. You have to face it. So what happens when we're triggered? When we're triggered, our ego is the one that responds automatically on autopilot. What this can look like is you start blaming, you get over defensive, you shut down, you over explain, you get angry, you get sad, you get jealous. And it feels kind of like this response you have no control over. And you don't know why. All you know is you're getting triggered over something. So when your ego reacts in this way, instead of getting defensive, we need to ask from our soul, from our best selves. Instead of asking, why are they doing this to me? Ask, what inside of me is being activated right now? And just asking the simple question, just changing the question, is when we can start healing. It takes the blame externally and we start to reflect why. Why are we reacting like this? Is it truly what they said to me? Or is there something deep down within me that is making me react in this way? Let's go over how to follow our triggers. First, when we're getting triggered, try to locate it within your body. What is happening? Do you start clenching your jaw? Does it hurt in your chest? Do you feel like a chest tightness? Do you stiffen your shoulders? Once we've identified where it lives within our body, let's try to name the emotion. And I don't mean the blanket emotion like anger, jealousy, sadness. Those are just big ol' blanket emotion terms. Let's name the true feeling. So let's say you got angry. What's the real emotion underlying it? Is it rejection? Is it abandonment? Is it not being chosen? Once you've identified the actual root cause of the blanket emotion, the next question we need to ask ourselves is, when have I felt like this before? And I do not mean recently for this question. I mean originally, the origins, your origin story. Where did you first feel this emotion? Because again, most triggers are old wounds that have yet to be healed. They're asking, please listen to me, heal me, witness me, acknowledge me, validate me even. So that is how we will follow our triggers without fighting against it. But this next part is how we meet this unhealed parts of ourselves. So we've identified the root cause, the origin of our pain. This part can get very emotional. I mean, all of this is emotional. Imagine the younger version of you. Go back to it. Imagine the younger version of you who first felt this emotion. Witness it, step outside of your body and just look from the outside. I really hope this makes sense, but witness yourself from the outside during that time that caused this trigger that keeps showing up later in life. Maybe you were younger, maybe you were scared, maybe you were sitting alone in a room feeling powerless, feeling helpless. What did you need at that point in time? 9 times out of 10, you needed compassion and you needed love. You needed to be heard. And this is that moment where you're going to give yourself that. Healing will come when you stop abandoning yourself. Healing starts when you listen and you acknowledge it. As you envision your younger self going through this, give them a hug. Tell them you're there and you see their pain. You see what has happened. Give them the compassion that you needed back then. You can give it to yourself right now. This next part is how our body plays a role in our healing. Your triggers truly do live inside of your body and not really in your mind. When you experience an emotion, it can bury itself into your body. That's why you can try to use logic to try to get rid of it, but you can't, because emotions aren't logical, okay? Healing looks like slowing your breath. It looks like allowing the emotion to live and move through your body without suppressing it. Don't try to logic your way out of it. Use your intuition and use your body to move these emotions out of you. As you get triggered and you feel it, remember, we locate it within the body. As we get triggered and we feel it, don't try to shove it back down where it came from. Let it move through you. It's important to remind yourself in this moment that you are safe. You're not that version of you years and years ago who was originally abandoned, who was originally hurt. Right now we are safe. And that's the biggest thing when trying to heal a trigger, is that it comes from a place of safety. Now, what happens when you heal your triggers? Now, listen up and listen close. When you heal your triggers, these situations that originally triggered you, they will still happen. They will still reappear. But the powerful and amazing thing is, you'll notice your reactions are very different. Okay, so these situations will happen. Maybe that person that hurt you still exists out there, but we've worked through our triggers. We know now we are safe and we no longer feel that discomfort. This is where we find peace. You can respond instead of emotionally react, because we've allowed those feelings that have made a home within us. We've shunned the light on them and allowed them to heal and move out of us. So when these things arise, we no longer react so suddenly in the ways that we did before. This is true healing. This is true peace. I want to remind everybody that spiritual bypassing our triggers is not the answer. We can't just pretend everything's live, laugh, love, and that we're unbothered when truly it exists within us. I know for me, for a long time when I was on my spiritual journey, I thought that healing meant never experiencing these low emotions again. All of this, the uncomfort, the low vibes, the triggers, that's part of the journey. This is the only way to move out of it. I know everybody talks about being high vibe all the time, and that's exactly where I got it wrong. But true spirituality and true healing doesn't come from spiritual bypassing. It comes from a place of honesty. Healing includes feeling. Feeling is healing, okay? And every time you get triggered, remember, it's just a sign that that's the next part of you that could use some healing. So remember the steps in order to follow our triggers and then to heal them. And also keep in mind, this isn't a one and done type of deal. This will take years. When I first started healing my triggers, this was 2019, it's 2026 now. I still have plenty to go, but I have healed quite a few. But remember, it's identifying where it lives in your body, naming the real emotion, going back to the original event. We are going to picture ourselves at that time, and we're going to give ourselves what we needed at that time. We're going to give acknowledgement. I promise you, it is the path to peace, and I have full faith that you can do it. So thank you so much for being here, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you next time.